For all the brothers that's watching, it was a scary situation because it's like, what am I going to do? You know, where am I going to go? Where am I going to lead up to? I don't want to be a bum in the street. I don't want to be begging, even though, you know, there's people that's unfortunate that went down that path.
But you know what I like about Benny, you know, at least you started thinking about that.
But it was a scary thought.
Again, life is scary in itself, you know, but the most important thing is to start thinking.
But you have to have someone that believes in you.
You got to believe in you.
First
and foremost.
But you also have to have someone that's going to give you that.
That's someone
that
for me,
push.
That's, well, you're right. I mean, if you're fortunate to have that.
If you're fortunate to have that.
That someone for me was my mother.
Okay.
And she has been from the time I was born to this moment right now, and she's 88 years old. And she's been that driving force. She's been that encouragement. She's been that motivator. She's been that shoulder to cry on. She's been that person who said that, you know, you can do this. I have faith in you. I know with the ability to. So those early words were definitely infused into my DNA, and that's where that came from. I didn't learn about God until I became a mature man. It was in '91. That's when I accepted God in my life. But prior to that, it was just family. And you know, I had an older brother, but we kind of grew up. He grew up 12 years before.
Is that the one I met at the?
The guy with the dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he grew up before me. Then later on came my adopted brother, who we're 1 year apart. So we kind of grew up by ourselves, you know. So it was just me, my toys, my dog. You know. I didn't get out. I didn't party like a lot of people. I was pretty much sheltered, and I had the fear of God. I was scared of Mom. You know, I couldn't do a lot of stuff, man. You know, I couldn't be hanging out. I see kids today. I'm like,
wow,
man. If they had my mom,
right, it'd be
a whole new different ballgame.
Yeah.
I try to set out a certain agenda for myself every year. So this year, what I wanted to do was get into mentoring, because there are a lot of young men out here, in particular, that don't have or wasn't as fortunate to me just to have a mom who is strong, but don't have a person in their circle that can encourage them. And I think that's why a lot of kids get into maybe the trouble that they get into, because they don't have anybody to talk to. They don't have anybody to kind of just bounce ideas off of, or any kind of way, or just encourage them, or, you know, smack them up, or, you know, just sit them down or pull them away from a situation. They don't have that. So I think it's important for older cats like me to definitely start mentoring, because we're expecting a child to have a mature mind to reach out for that help, and they may not know, as you said, they may not know how to reach out. So I think it's going to be important for us as mature men to reach back and grab these young men and kind of get them into something, and allow their brains to start to think, and allow their brains to see there is a possibility beyond your neighborhood. You know, you can do anything you want to do in life. Anything. It's not going to come easy, because nothing in life comes easy. But you can do anything you want to do as long as you dedicate and you focus and you're passionate about it. You don't get to the next level by yourself.
Right.
Yes.
You get to the next level by standing on someone. Someone has to do this.
Right.
Someone has to extend a hand.
Right.
Yes.
To just take you to the next step.
Right.
Now, they're not responsible for taking you all the steps.
But
it's a responsibility if we really own up to what our purpose is.
Yes.
There is a responsibility that if we're put into certain positions and fortunate to be in certain jobs, it's your responsibility to reach back.
Right.
Bugsy, you asked who was the person. He extended the hand. I took the hand. You know, you don't cut off the hand that extends itself.
That's right.
You know, I took the hand. You took the hand. You took the hand.
And
so,
you know, I'm Benny, I mean, I don't know, I probably never told you this.
No, you never told me.
Testimonial.
No.
See, a lot of things happen when you watch the show.
You know, turn it up a notch radio.
That's right.
But, I mean, you know, you have been a mentor to me into the radio, because, you know, I came into the music business as a musician, as a music producer, you know, and I never thought that I would be, you know, sitting here with Mr. Lenny Green, Red Alert in the building, you know, and if you know it or not, you have paid it forward.
Thank you.
Because now it has opened my eyes to something that I didn't know I had inside of me. To be able to sit here and conduct interviews, and what we've done in the past within the last 2 years, personally, I'll let it be known. I greatly appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I mean?
Your job is not finished yet.
It's not finished.
And my job is not finished yet.
But I want to thank
it
you
continues.
guys with Alert, you, Bugsy, and the whole team for like, even when I see you guys away from the station, like at an event, at a concert, there's been plenty of times where Alert, he'll see me throughout the crowd and be like, yo, come on, man, come here. Come chill with me over here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, I haven't gotten that privilege.
Oh, yeah, all right.
There's a certain level of royalty. If Red Alert is calling you to hang out with him, that's a certain level of royalty that you have. I haven't, but see, Red Alert. See, obviously, you and Red hang out in the same.
It's been a while.
Circles. Well, but it has.
It's been a while. Yeah.
See, I'm still waiting for that moment.
Here we go.
It will happen. Hopefully.
The last radio convention that I went to was at the Jacob Javits Center, and that was like 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't have anything.
They don't have them anymore.
Another thing that's changed.
What happened to that?
Well, another thing that's changed. We need that. We need even conventions that embrace music. I mean, the downsides of the music industry and elimination of companies, elimination of departments. There's no more artist development. I just had a chance to see the play Motown. And Motown was a company where they not only became family, but they grew you from the baby stage to the adult stage. They shaped you. If you were an artist, they taught you etiquette. They taught you, if you were a group, they taught you routines. They taught you how to represent yourself with media. They taught you how to dress.
Right.
Right. I'll never forget, when I was with another radio station, Smokey Robinson was the headlining act. And they had Montel Jordan on the bill, Eric Benet on the bill, a couple other young cats. And I was like, oh, man, how is Smokey? And this was at Madison Square Garden. I said, how is Smokey going to pull this off? Because, I'm thinking, you got a young audience here.
So it's two different
audiences.
Yeah.
Right. Smokey Robinson and these young cats. When Smokey got on that stage, man, I can't begin to tell you and this is not the theater at the Garden. This was Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
He captivated that audience from one end to the next without basically doing. He came and he just stood. He was dressed. He was sharp as a tack, and just scanned the entire audience. By the time he got to the middle, the applause and the appreciation and the love was just so astounding. Diddy was there. Diddy came out from the side. He just stood and looked. Eric Benet stood and looked on the side, and Montel Jordan, because all these cats, they came on before him, and they just looked at how masterly he just captivated the audience, and everybody was into him.
Wow.
Boom. So that was something that was taught, though. You know.
So you say that he was taught that? Or
he was taught that. He was groomed. He was developed. Our artists these days are not groomed.
Nowhere near.
I mean,
developed
look,
for that.
I'll give you an old school act right now, and I like both. I like young artists, and I love I love the classics. I like Trey Songz.
Trey Songz.
I agree.
I like his style. I like his style.
Why?
I put him up against. Well, I think he's creative. I think he's a young motivator. But don't get me wrong. I like my boys like Tyrese.
Usher's good too.
Usher's good too. Usher's good. No,
he had his moment.
Yeah,
he had his moment.
But my boys Tyrese, Genuine, Tank. Not gonna shortchange them. But I would put all of them, and I call them the young lions of R&B. Right? I put all those young cats of R&B against Uncle Charlie Wilson.
Wow.
You always said that to me.
Have y'all went to an Uncle Charlie Wilson show yet?
No, but you.
Hold on. Until y'all do your homework and go to an Uncle Charlie show, right? Then come back and see.
Okay.
We're looking for that. So anybody knows where the Charlie Wilson show is going on?
You always said that.
Or go to a Frankie Beverly and Mays show. Do your homework first, and then go to see Trey Songz, And I'm not taking anything away from Trey, don't get me wrong. But I will put these cats, I'll put just those two guys. I'm not even going to go down the list for you. I'm just going to put Uncle Charlie Wilson and Frankie Beverly and Mays against all four of them. And let's see who rocks the house.
Wow.
And let's bring out
The audience.
let's split the audience too.
Okay.
Let's bring the older generation and the generation that follows Trey Songz, Tyrese, Genuine, and Tank. And I guarantee you,
Wow.
the old school is going to grab. They're going to grab that young school.
That audience.
I promise you,
Wow,
it's going to be
dope.
a party, baby.
That's dope.
It's going to be a party.
See?
A party. It's not a concert. It's a party.
I think we need to work on something there, Mr. Lenny Gray.
Wow.
Lenny, I think we need to work on something there. You know, I mean, you know that's very interesting. That's very interesting.
Go to
I
the
mean,
show.
I see that what you're saying, you know, and do you believe that it has to do with the quote unquote it factor?
Well, you know, there's a lot of it factors. I mean, you know, and that's not to say that older folks, mature folks, can't appreciate any of those young cats who I mentioned, because I think they do. You know, I've heard cougars loving Trey Songz. You know, look, I mean, I know he kissed Tony Braxton one time, and maybe that was the bridge. But you know, they love, you know, they like his style,
But
just as much.
artist development
But
being taken away.
I think everybody has that it factor, but I think if you go down the line with all those artists, they've paid attention, and this is really key, no matter, again, what industry you want to pursue. They paid attention to who has walked before them, and it's very important. I paid attention to my mentors. I could not be a Von Harper or a Frankie Crocker. I could only be Lenny Green. But I've paid attention to how they laid out the blueprint. Now, I'm going to come, because I'm a different person, and both of you are your own individuals. I'm going to come and pay attention to their style, to their poise, to how they conduct themselves, how they carry themselves, and I'm going to bring me to that class of sophistication and bring myself out to the next moment. And I think, and the countless people that I've interviewed, I've always asked, you know, well, who has influenced you? And how much do you really pay attention to them? And when did you start listening to them? You know, Melanie Fiona, and there's one more others, but Melody Fiona just comes to mind right now. She said she knew that she was going to do singing based on Whitney Houston.
Wow.
When first time she heard Whitney Houston, that's what she wanted to do. And
You
she,
did that.
right here in this room, in this space,
That's very important.
I played a Whitney Houston song. It wasn't planned, and she gave us nice camera. She gave us an exclusive, unrehearsed moment where she sang that song from beginning to end, and she credits Whitney as that person to kind of really captivate her heart and put her in the direction of where she wanted to go. So I think it's really important, no matter what we do in life, there's always someone that has done something that you're trying to do. Find the best of the best.
Let the people know how they could definitely follow up and keep
Get in contact.
keep up
Yeah,
with
really,
you.
really easy. I mean, you know, on Facebook, Mr. Radio Lenny Green. Don't get mad at me. My regular Lenny Green page is filled.
It's full.
But
That's Benny. Yeah,
I know.
He got
I
about
follow
5
his
pages.
footsteps.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm trying to learn, man. On Instagram and Twitter at Lenny Green, so you can lock in with me on that and just stay connected. I'm out and about. I'm touchable, reachable, and ladies, I'm huggable. So
That's the sign.
And let's do it.
You're driving crazy with the voice, man.
Well, you know what? Again, I'm thankful for the
Can we get
blessing.
that one? Can we get that voice thing for our audience out there?
You know what? It's 107.5 WBLS. Welcome inside of the warmth and comfort and coziness of the quiet storm. Light your candles, ladies, run your bubble bath, and relax with me and let me ride with you and massage you musically tonight with all the ear candy that you could possibly want. So stay right here and keep it right here. 107.5, baby. WBLS.
There you go. Yeah.
That's right. This is
Benny,
Mr. Lenny Green, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
the
a
opportunity.
great
Yes,
interview, man.
yes,
It
thank
was
you again
awesome.
for this
Definitely
opportunity.
appreciate
Yeah,
your
man.
time. You know, this is Turn It Up a Notch Radio on the MatrixStudios.com. You can check us out each and every other Friday. Also, check us out on TurnItUpANotchRadio.com. You can
course.
follow us, me, your boy Add On Beats and Mr. Benny Negro.
Chill.